All the injuries and the losses, the way your defense has played, does that still give you some hope to have a big season?
Yeah, our defense is playing well, but we're giving up 40% on third downs, just like we did last year. That's not good. We should do better than that. We got to get better on third down defense and get those guys off the field. But fortunately, we toughened up in the red zone, made some stops. They missed some long passes. We had some good fortune last week. If you were there, were you at the game? Were you at it? You weren't at it. Okay. Yeah, they missed every long pass, and they had guys open, and a lot of stuff happened. So we're, I told our team we all need to count our blessings every day. How we won that last game, because easily could have gone the other way, very easily.
Steve, you lost two players who were key reasons why the team was picked to have such a great season, and now you're relying on some guys playing their first year really in college football to help pick up the slack. And we've seen that in recent years with true freshmen coming in and being able to play. What is it about these players? Is it just their skill level, better high school coaching?
Well, Connor's been here. He's been here, it's his second year, and he actually graduated early from high school. So he's been here a full 2 years and so forth. And he actually beat Steven out in preseason practice. He had a tough first quarter against East Carolina. It didn't work out for him, but he's a good player. So when it was his turn to play, we didn't say, oh gosh, Connor's never played much. He's proven he can play a bit. So he was ready, and he's played pretty well, and we think he can continue improving and he can get a little bit better, a lot better, we think. But losing Marcus, obviously, a huge blow, and it adjusts our offense somewhat. But again, we've got a lot of other players, and they'll have the opportunity to contribute more.
Steve, if Kenny and Eric can't play against Tennessee, are Josh Hinch and Josh Blue ready to play in a collegiate game, or do you have to do something?
Yeah, Josh Hinch. Hinch is the next man in line. Josh Hinch. Y'all know who he is? He's from Knoxville, by the way. That's sort of interesting. He may be the backup tailback if Kenny can't go and Eric Baker's not ready to play. He's a good little back. He was in the spring game. I think caught 4 or 5 passes. He's a nifty little fella. He looks like Nicky Jones and Ace Sanders, and he looks like those guys. Long hair, about 5'8", something like that. So he's a pretty good little player, though. And if we had played with him, we could do it. Josh Hinch, got a little walk on.
Coach, beginning of the season, a lot of big plays on special teams. They haven't seemed to be happening in recent games. Is that a problem? Is that an issue or something you're addressing?
Yeah, we're not quite making anything happen. There's no question about it. Frustrating for all of us. Coach Butler, we had actually a chance to block 2 punts last week. Got close, just didn't make the play. And we're not holding guys up real well. We're not blocking real well on kickoff returns. Yeah, I told Coach Butler, I said I was watching the highlights, I think the Texas-Oklahoma State game, back-to-back kickoff returns for touchdown. I said they are possible out there, but we're not getting back to the 30 or so. It seemed like the East Carolina game, we got back to midfield, first one, and then of course had 1 punt return. And we're still working on it, and I don't know if changing personnel is the answer. But we've not done much. We're in the bottom half of the league in about all special team categories. Our punter Joey's doing pretty good. Joey's not an All-American punter, but he does okay. He's for a young man that's never punted. I don't know if he punted in high school. I know he was a kicker, more of a field goal, extra point guy, and kickoff player. But he's doing well, and he shanks one every now and then, but he does pretty well back there.
Steve, a bit of a two-parter here. One, this is supposed to be the week that you made some determinations on Akeem Auguste, maybe team captains. Have there been decisions on those?
We're going to vote for captains Wednesday, or maybe Thursday morning before the players leave. Akeem's actually having surgery within a week or so, Clint Haggart told us yesterday. Went up to see the specialist in Charlotte, and they put a plate in your foot and let it sit there for a while, and then they take it out, from what I understand. In fact, the running back at NC State, Mustafa Green, yeah, he's having the same surgery, I noticed. So that's what Akeem's going to have. And so he'll be redshirted definitely this year and be hopefully 100% by next season.
You keep telling us about all these guys now out for the season, and Steven Garcia recently left. Do you have concerns about your team's psyche right now?
No, we got plenty of players. That's why you have 85 on scholarship. And our kickoff cover team, I think we got about 5 walk-ons out of the 11 out there playing. So we got plenty of players, and it's always neat to see new guys with energy and loving to play the game out there. And Billy Byrne, walk-on fullback, linebacker type kid, made the last tackle on their kickoff in the game last week. So he's out there a lot. Of course, our best special team player, Marty Marquette, who just went on scholarship this year, he came as a walk-on also. I don't know if a lot of other schools have as much success with walk-ons, but we certainly do. And maybe we need to evaluate the guys we give scholarships to a little bit better around here. Yes.
Steve,
Phil keeps writing them up about how great they are. So.
Steve, I guess during the bye week, this is a week that when you guys finish practice, you get to watch some SEC games, assess other teams, things like that. I mean, it seems like all year long everybody's been talking about Alabama, LSU, and that's it. As if maybe whoever comes out of the East doesn't really have that much of a chance. Is there anything you kind of thought about in your own mind that, you know, hey, maybe it's a little premature to anoint one of these guys as SEC champions already?
Oh, they're definitely the 2 best. They're 2 best right now, but we fortunately we don't play either one of them, and Georgia doesn't play either one of them, and that's why us and Georgia were preseason picks by almost everybody.
Yeah.
And that is the reason too, because of scheduling. So they're the 2 best, and their program is built, you know, from the ground up, and big, strong linemen on both sides.
Yeah.
I enjoy sort of watching the offensive linemen on some of these big, powerful teams, especially LSU and Alabama. They just control the line of scrimmage on both sides, and that's the easy way to win football games, as we all know. But they're all up there in the Alabama's got a lot of high offensive rankings right now. Does anybody know who their quarterback is? Because anybody tell them that without yelling at them? I don't know.
They do.
McCarron.
Don't they have 2 of them? Don't they play 2 now?
Pretty much just one now.
They just another one. Okay, I just didn't realize it. And of course, LSU plays a couple. I know those guys' names. But that just shows you, you know, a powerful team. The quarterback is not a key player at all in Alabama. They throw a little bit, but they're just a power running team, play defense, and so forth.
Coach, can you talk about the play of DJ Swearinger this season? I mean, he's not the headliner in your defensive backfield, but he looks like he's had a very solid season back there.
Yeah, he had his best game last week, 12 tackles and an intercept. So he's coming around, playing his assignments much better, and he's a good tackler. So it's good to see DJ play. He's a young man with a lot of potential back there, and he's playing well.
Coach, you had mentioned you like watching the offensive lines at Alabama and LSU. What can you do to get your offensive line clicking?
Well, you got to train them. You know, like Sean Elliott said, we got to train these guys. You bring them in, like Brandon Shell. He's being redshirted this year, and hopefully he has a real productive redshirt year of getting stronger and quicker. The weight room, the running drills, to where he's ready to be a starter next year. We're hoping Brandon Shell's going to be ready to anchor that left or right tackle position. But that's what you hope to do. Bring them in, have a lot of 3rd, 4th, 5th year players playing. We actually have a couple, T.C. Campbell, Rokevis. They've been here a while. but we're not as dominant as I wish we were. We're not real dominant at all, but our guys are doing okay. We're doing okay up front, but we're not as as a big, powerful type line as you would hope to have. Cody Gibson started at right tackle, redshirt freshman over there. A.J. Cans, I guess he's a second-year guy. But those are 2 starters right now.
Back of the room.
Coach, I think you said you were going to coach harder this week. Can you explain what that
Well, harder than most open day weeks. Most open days we run around a little bit, let the young guys play. We got to coach the older guys this week. We got to coach guys that are playing the game to see if we can line up and snap it, hand it off, and look like we know what we're doing. So we got some coaching to do this week as well as the rest of the year. So we'll be a little bit more involved next 3 days.
Steve, with Kyle hoping to get a medical redshirt, how will that work? We have to just hope for the NCAA. I mean, because I think his first year he was just redshirt to get stronger.
Yeah, anytime you have an injury that puts you out for a year, you just apply for it. Rodney Paul got his 6th year. Rodney's been here about as long as I have. Rodney and I keep saying we came together. So you just apply for it, and state your case. And I think it goes to the conference first, and then maybe to the NCAA. I believe the conference can grant it. If not, then it'll go to the NCAA.
Steve, why do you think over the last couple of years that the Western teams in the SEC have had a little bit of advantage? Do you think it just runs in cycles? Like maybe a decade ago, maybe it was some Eastern teams, Florida, Georgia, that maybe had the edge?
I don't really have the answer for that. But again, like you said, in the 90s, it was Florida and Tennessee in the East pretty much. And those teams are a little down from where they used to be. So when some are down, it gives other people a chance to be up. And the Western side, those are strong programs. Well, they all are. Shoot, Auburn. Don't forget about Auburn over there. Gosh, they're 5-2, and they weren't picked to do much at all. I admire what they've done. They're getting the most out of the players they got. Seem